Alright, everything looks like it's good to go. Wow, this has been kind of complicated because starting to stream up, my streaming software OBS crashed a couple times, but I was trying something different, so I guess that was my own fault. What are you gonna do? I need to test out some things a little bit more because I was trying to record and stream at different resolutions, didn't work. There's a lot of bug testing I need to do in my own time. But, with all that said, welcome to the stream. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Sonic Unleashed, which was released for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And there was also a PS2 and Wii release that was pretty different, so we're not going to be talking about those, because what we're doing is we're actually taking a look at the daytime stages of Sonic Unleashed on the HD versions, and then the Sonic Generations mod, the Unleashed project, which adds in all these same stages into the game. So, with that said, let's go ahead and just watch the intro, because I really like these videos. They're pretty nice. So, I can go ahead and explain some things while this is going. So, Sonic Unleashed was a game that really taxed the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. There's a lot of frame rate problems with this game in particular. And you notice it mostly on the PlayStation version because it tries to run in a full 60 frames per second, but it can't match that. The game was fixed up to run in 30 frames on the Xbox 360 version, so people wouldn't really notice much of the frame rate dropping. And that's pretty much all they did to fix this game. Sega never made a PC port of this game, so it was pretty much stuck to whatever optimizations that they made on console, and it wasn't really that optimized for console, unfortunately. And Unleashed is a beautiful looking game too. It's such a fast-paced game, it looks amazing. I still think it's probably one of the best looking Sonic games released. But unfortunately, it does have those technical problems, and I would love to see a PC port of this game one day, but until then, we luckily have a Sonic Generations mod that will add in all the daytime stages and have all the controls of Sonic Generations. So it's a win-win in my scenario there, because I really do like the control of Sonic Generations. It's very tight and fluid, and there were some control issues with Unleashed that they fixed in Generations, so a lot of times I'll just play through the Generations project if I want to go ahead and play those Unleashed levels. Not just because I get a better frame rate, because PC gaming fixes a lot of issues that console gaming has in terms of optimization, but it's mainly just because of how convenient it is and how it's so fluent on the PC. You can just jump from stage to stage. It loads extremely fast, and with those better controls, I just find it better to play a lot of those levels from Sonic Unleashed on the PC a lot of times. But the one thing I do want to mention is we're just looking at daytime stages because the Werehog plays completely different, and there's no way the modding scene can add Werehog levels into Sonic Generations without heavily modifying them to be playable as a daytime Sonic. So we're really just looking at Act 1 and Act 2 Windmill Isle, but that's a separate story. But pretty much the Act 1s of all the worlds in this game. Also, I can't get enough of the song Endless Possibility. Feel bad I'm talking over it. The audio balancing isn't too bad, but, you know, make do what we got. Alright, well, that's the intro out of the way. I just really wanted to play that intro. It looks so good. But let's just go ahead and jump into the main game and actually get things started. So, start her up. And I'm using the PlayStation 3 version for this comparison just because of the frame rate. So, not only will we see a lot of the frame rate dropping in this version in particular, but also we can see how the 60 frame, non-capped frame rate, what do you want to say, looks for Sonic Generations. And, well, not Sonic Generations, the Unleashed project, comparing to Sonic Generations, I'd just say. So, let's just go ahead and jump into the first act here, Windmill Isles, which is extremely short. It's like a 30-second level, so we're not going to be here for long at all. And I am playing this game on my PlayStation's hard drive, so loading times are going to be about, I think, 15 seconds, something like that. And I should mention as well, on this save file, I'm using the Japanese voice acting. So the voice actor is going to sound a little bit different if you played Sonic Generation. I keep on doing that. Sonic Unleashed before. So yeah, I'm playing with this voice actor just because after a while you get kind of annoyed of Jason Griffith's woos and everything, so that's why I'm playing as the Japanese voice. Now also, you're gonna see me do a lot of like crazy stuff in Sonic Unleashed. Like that kind of stuff, for example, even though I completely missed the goal. Well, I've never done this before. This is, I kind of like to say this is a glitch. A little bit of a weird glitch, if anything. But you'll be seeing me do a lot of like speed tech in Sonic Unleashed. Things like QSS, quick sidestep, which is extremely fast sidestepping. Then there's also M speed and D speed, which is super fast movement in the air. It'll just propel you forward. You'll be seeing me do some of that stuff from time to time in this, but I'm gonna try my best not to abuse that kind of stuff. Let's go ahead now and load up the Unleashed project and get that ready to go. So let me just get things a little better set up here. And actually back out of this. There we go, it's much better. Alright, so let's now swap over, shall we? And give me a second here. Now I gotta swap my display. Oh, come on, are you kidding me? The moment I want to swap. Alright, well, this is the problem with PC gaming at times when you're using mods. The game crashed. Alright, just give the picture a second. Hey, there's the picture. Alright, also, I kind of forgot one thing. Before we continue... There, much better. I had to fix up the audio a little bit so there's no delay. Because I got a delay on my capture card, no delay on my PC games. This is complicated. Let's just jump into things. So welcome to the Unleashed project. As you've seen, we had a hub world we can go ahead and walk around here. While in Unleashed, it's just a giant map we can select from. And we can use skills in this, which, you know, there's some real skills in Generation Unleashed. I'm going to be doing that a lot, aren't I? There's no skills in Unleashed, but I do like the touch of detail here where we have the ice cream salesman from Apatos to sell us skills. So let's go ahead and jump into the first level. It's called Tutorial, but this is the Windmill Isle Act 1. Also, don't worry about these letters that flash on screen. That's just kind of a side effect to the Unleashed project's coding. Mainly with the FX Pipeline mod, which just adds the Unleashed lighting into the game. So those flashes of letters just means the game's working. Don't worry about it. It's okay. My computer is not going to crash. At least I hope not. But as you can see so far, this plays very faithfully to the original level. There is some stuff you have to change, unfortunately, just to get things to work. Like, for example, that pulley wasn't triggered by killing all the enemies. It was already down, so stuff like that you can't really do too much about. But most of the stuff translated well over the Sonic Generations from the original Unleashed, which is pretty cool. And nice, I got an S. You're not going to be seeing me get a lot of S's here in the Unleashed project, just because, yeah, the ranking system doesn't really translate well into a lot of these stages. You have to move extremely fast in a lot of these stages to get the proper ranking. So yeah, that was our first level. Let's go ahead and swap back over to the actual Sonic Unleashed. Now let's swap back over to the input, and now select my stage, Act 2. So, Windmill Isle Act 2 is going to be a lot longer. Should take us about 2 minutes or so. So yeah, not much to say during loading screens, besides the loading screen. I do like how the 360 version's loading times are like about 5 seconds, so they're a lot shorter. At the same time, the PS3's loading times isn't really that terrible when you're playing the game off your hard drive. But yeah, look at that frame rate. The game tries to run 60 frames, but most of the time it's 30 or under, unfortunately. So yeah, there's that to keep in mind. I didn't want to actually hit that. Alright, so that was an example of D-speed. Also, I'm realizing my audio wasn't fixed, so I'm probably like horribly out of sync. Let me fix that real fast, because I got downtime. There we go, much better. So, as you can see here, we're moving quite fast. Oh, I'm gonna die, aren't I? Yep, okay, we're just gonna reset. because I didn't like how I was a little delayed in my audio, so get a proper run through the stage. Okay, well, I don't know what happened there. I kind of slid around, but whatever. Work of it. Let's just go fast. Alright, so what I wanted to do earlier, I can do now. So I want to jump over that, because jumping over those speed panels, or speed boosters, I should say, is better because those ones slow you down. There's a lot of speed pads here that just slow you down in Unleashed. Same for Generations, but it's not nearly as noticeable there. Nice, that was a little bit of an example of M speed. So M speed and D speed you can see taking its full effect when you're jumping in the air and just get a lot of momentum, like this. It's insane to see how fast Sonic can move with those abilities. Or those glitches, I should say. They're not really abilities. I wish they were, because that'd be amazing to see Sonic do that natively. Yeah, I thought I could actually get one of those D speeds, but I couldn't. So this is going to be one of those examples where you're going to see things not translate that well in the Unleashed project. Because right there, you've seen there was a QuickTime event I can go ahead and interact with, which either takes me to a top path or a bottom path, depending if I pass or fail. So pay attention to that here, because when we get over to the Unleashed project, it's going to be a completely different thing. Oh wow, I did not mean to do that time. I thought I was over ground. Well, I'm not going to reset now, just because there's no point. This means I'm not going to get an S. I'll probably get like a B, maybe an A if I'm lucky. But I'm not really going for the high scores here. What the heck just happened there? Okay. Can I just stop being bad? That'd be nice. Boost, please. Thank you. I've always noticed, whenever you record or stream yourself, you can play this game as great as you can, but the moment you start showing it to people, that's when you have problems. Like that. That's stupid. I hate that so much. It's kind of like stage fright in a sense, because you know exactly what you're doing, but you get a little nervous about things. It's just weird. I mean, this is the recording / streaming curse in that regard. Thank you, homing attack. That's what I wanted to begin with, to actually home in. I'm just gonna go forward. Because this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and avoid. There you go. No quick time for me. I want this quick time. Let's get that. Oh, what the heck? Spikes, why? Alright, so this is like a 3-minute time. That's kind of bad. I was hoping for like maybe around 2:30 or something like that, but there was a lot of mistakes. Oh well. Kind of what happens, I guess. Alright, let's go ahead and swap back over. So now let me swap over my vision so I can see. And we'll quit out all this stuff. There we go. Please don't crash on me, game. Okay, I didn't. Alright, cool. Want to make sure the audio is swapped too. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to stage 2. Windmill Isle Act 2. And here, let's not die like 5 times because of stupid mistakes, shall we?
Here we go!
So I should also mention that on the Unleashed project mod here, I'm using a couple other mods as well. Like I'm using a Unleashed Sonic model, and I'm also using the Jason Griffith voice acting. Well, okay, I did not mean to do that. I was going to show that the pulley is already down, but I actually completely avoided that pulley entirely, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, I'm using 2 more mods, which makes things even more like Sonic Unleashed. Playing with the actual voice actor from the game makes it feel a lot more faithful to Unleashed. And, you know, having the actual character model as well, that really helps. So, as you can see, the frame rate's way better with the Unleashed project, because the game can actually run on better hardware. But even then, it's not just that, but Sonic Generations was more optimized than Sonic Unleashed was. Wow, really? Really? Alright, well, I'm just gonna get some boost. because then I can at least maintain it. Or at least for as long as I can here. Much better. I did not want that to happen. That was pretty stupid. But yeah, the frame rate runs way smoother here in Sonic Generations, no matter if you're playing this on the PC or on a console. But I should just mention that the PC can run Sonic Generations in 60 frames. Consoles can't, because it was capped at 30. I guess that was also for some optimization purposes there. But just want to point that out. Okay, well I thought I could do the same thing I did in the Unleashed version of this level, but that didn't work out. So as you notice there, any kind of quick time event, like those launchers they have to press a button on, or the ramps that have quick time events tied to, they're replaced by the things in Sonic Generations that are as close to that as you can get, which is the launchers that are multi-direction, and then, well, rainbow loops, because they let you do tricks. So those pretty much just substitute those things. What the heck, game? Okay, well, we have to redo that entire level now because of that. Oh my god.
Sega.
I like how earlier in the stream I said I like playing through the Unleashed project on the PC to play through these levels for a better experience, and I'm having the worst experience tonight with all the crashing. Not what I was hoping for, but you know what? We're just making do with it. We'll just run through the level really fast this time. It doesn't help that I'm also alt-tabbing out of the game a lot, so if you keep on coming back to the game after leaving it for a while, that can also cause problems. Because Sonic Generations, it is a good PC port, but at the same time, there are going to be some issues with it. Hey, I don't know how I keep on landing up there. That's actually pretty impressive. But yeah, it is a good PC port, but it does have those issues where I just really wish it wouldn't crash. What are you going to do, right? Well, I guess while I'm running through here, I can also just say any rainbow loops from Sonic Generations, they have to be replaced with like red rings instead. Just because the rainbow rings from Unleashed, they function completely differently than they do in Generations, so all the red rings are pretty much just propel you forward. Okay, I did not want that to happen. Dang. I was actually trying to land that platform, and that didn't work out, because I want to do this. See? Much better. But yeah, any kind of rainbow ring kind of does the same thing as a red ring here in Generations, so it just looks different, but that's about it. Man, I keep going on that rail backwards, it's a little weird. Alright, so I should hopefully get like a 230 or something like that. Okay, maybe a 250 after that crap. I actually thought I missed the rainbow ring there. I'm just now concentrating because of how bad this run's been. Also, I'm getting like into my Unleashed mentality. I've been playing a lot of these levels in Unleashed as of late just because of all the speed glitches you can do. There we go, much better. Alright, let's not crash this time, game. There we go. That's better. Alright, that's a lot better. So there we go. We got ourselves 213, better than I thought. And it was better than in Unleashed itself, but now you can start seeing the ranking issues with the Unleashed project. There is a mod that actually will change up the scoring for Generations, which will fix those issues and restore it to how Unleashed did it, but at the same time, I don't really care as much. I just leave it on the default ranking system just because I like going fast through these levels too. Alright, so let's go ahead and swap back over. And now we're on to a new continent. There we go. Actually, I had to hit the HDMI mode on my monitor here. Alright, so let's go to Missouri and go to Act 1 here. So Savannah Citadel, this one I'm actually gonna do a lot more M speed, so you're not gonna be seeing me do that in the Unleashed project because it's extremely difficult to do on Sonic Generations. I just want to do it here because it looks really fun. Also, it's kind of difficult to pull off. There we go. You're gonna hold a very precise location on the joystick to do this kind of a thing. And it's different for me to do that, just because I've been playing with a different joystick. So I'm not used to the placement on the controller I'm using here. Okay, I did not want to do that. There we go, that's much better. Oh, also, I was getting into some speedrunning logic. I don't want to do that. After we, like, showcase all the levels, I might actually come back and just, like, run through a level real quick. With, like, speedrunning in mind. So what happened there is beyond me. Right here, I'll do some speedrunning. It doesn't really matter, it's just a long forward strip. If I can actually get my words straight, because I'm just like heavily concentrating so I don't do something stupid. That's just kind of what I do after a while. I see. Alright, you know what? We're not doing any speed here. I'm just having a horrible time with it. Okay, well that's not what I wanted to do. Alright, let's see if we can improvise this. Nope. Okay, well I tried. Alright, there we go. Beat the level. We're good. So let's see if we can beat that time in the Unleashed project. So let's swap over to the game once more. Alright, please don't crash. Okay, good. So far so good. So far so good. Span Citadel time. So we should hopefully beat the time here, because you guys see my best time is under 2 minutes. So the level just kind of goes by a lot faster in the Unleashed project, but a lot of levels from Generations do. There's a lot of random speed caps that are put in levels in Unleashed, and they're not very present here in the Unleashed project whatsoever. So that already helps. Okay, well I missed that jump, but it's not a big deal, because I can just continue on. Alright, well I missed a jump there, but it's not a big deal. So I actually kind of want to take that back this time. Alright, right here, this pull you would have to kill all the enemies for normally, but the Unleashed project can't really be coded that way, so we can just take it now. I do like how they were able to actually put the proper springs in this level from Savannah Citadel. That's actually pretty cool. Because those springs are like the only springs in Unleashed that make a different sound effect. So it's cool to see them in the Unleashed project as well for that same reason. Now they don't actually even put a ring there for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I guess because you make that clearance, you're fine. Also, I do like how they put more animals in this level and enemies too. It's actually a nice little touch to detail. Now, I actually missed the ramp there, so going around here, it's not that big of a deal. I couldn't even see the lip there for a second. That was my own fault. Now, I believe they put that ring there just because it's very easy to overshoot a jump. So, that's actually some pretty good placement. I'll give the developers and Unleashed project that one. Yeah, there we go. That was Savannah Citadel in a nutshell. So, let's go ahead and swap back over. And now we're on to everyone's favorite stage, Rooftop Run. So let's go ahead and do it. Making sure the audio is properly synced up this time. Should be good to go. So this was the level that was actually chosen to be in Sonic Generations proper. So this is already in Generations Modified and all that. But we're going to be just taking a look at the level in its originality, I should say. I'm ready to train thought. Wow. Also, I should mention that I've played this game on both PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And this level in particular has a lot of pop-in on the PlayStation 3 version. It's so weird to see. Also, there's a lot of like random hiccups right now that should normally not be happening. But let's see if it happens here. Yep, there it is. So, I don't know why, but that part in particular, whenever I'm going through it, it always just seems to randomly deload a lot of the levels' graphics for a while. So now for the rest of this level, you should just see things popping into existence. And also popping out of existence. It's weird, I don't understand why it happens, but it just does. Yeah, this level is very fun to run through. It is probably one of my favorite levels to constantly revisit in Unleashed just because it's so fast-paced. And there's a lot of stuff for you to do in this level in terms of platforming and avoiding things, speed, you name it. I'm also surprised I got those hops. That's not easy to do. So that was the first case of one of those sections where our speed's capped. So I will show it off actually once we get to the second version of it, but I did kind of just show that you can kind of ignore the speed caps by just kind of doing the quick side steps. It makes things way faster. Also, I'm going to just show this off. Not really going to capitalize, but you can wall run. Yep, that's the thing you can do. It's a little weird, glitchy and all that, but sure, why not? Sonic Unleashed. This pop-in seriously gets distracting after a while too. It's just random to see it do that in this level. It's like really only this level I noticed that issue. And it's really only the PlayStation 3 because I haven't had that happen to me yet on the Xbox 360. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it does still happen there, but I just haven't seen it happen yet. I don't know, it's weird. It really looks odd when you're grinding down the clock tower. Just seeing everything just pop into existence, it's pretty jarring if you ask me. I didn't get the jump there, it's not a big deal. Let's go around. There we go. This is going quite smoothly so far, as I kind of screw up on the jumps. Now I'm going to fail this QTE, quick time event I should say, because it's actually just better to run. Alright, so here I'm going to show the speed cap. You can see my speed meter down there, it's not fully filling up. So yeah, that's the example of the speed cap in this game. I kind of want to try something, so that didn't really work out. So now for the rest of this, you're just going to be doing... Wait, actually, you can just see me doing the QSS, the quick sidestepping. Because I just want to get through this. As I actually let go of one of these buttons. This is kind of difficult because I'm holding down like 3 buttons at once. Like I'm holding down the boost button, the crouch button, and then also one of the 2 shoulder buttons to actually sidestep. It's a lot on your fingers. But yeah, there you go, rooftop run. The speed caps there really make those 2 sections in particular. The one when you're done skydiving, and then obviously this last one, kind of drag after a while. But those speed caps don't really exist in Sonic Generations, so swap back over. Alright, there we go. So let's walk on over to Rooftop Run. Hello, my friend. Let's play you. So you can see, even with the speed tech that I did in Unleashed, I'm still getting a better time in this level. And you'll see why once we start playing through it. So already, I really love how this level looks on the Unleashed project. It just looks so vivid. Like, the colors really pop in Sonic Generations, and I really like that about this game. They really pop as well in Unleashed, but in Generations, I feel like they pop a little bit more when you're playing on the Unleashed project. I don't know, it's probably just because of the mod that actually adds in the lighting from Unleashed as well. But hey, watch, we get to see the level play proper this time because nothing's gonna just randomly load in. That'd be nice. Yeah, this entire level so far is looking a lot better, just because there's no pop-in. It's still faster just to jump over everything. Just because the speed boosters do slow you down a lot of the times in Sonic, no matter if it's Generations, Unleashed, whatever. They all kind of do that. So, I'm still avoiding these things. Still want to jump off that rail. And you're already noticing here that there's really not much of a speed cap if you've played this level in Generations to Unleashed. Like, you'll see the difference. I didn't really show it off there that well, but you do move a lot slower in that section in Sonic Unleashed. On Generations, not too big of a deal. So that wall run I did in Unleashed, I can't really do in this version of the level. It just doesn't exist. And that's just probably because it's properly coded. Oh man, I almost got hit by that last barrel. So here, you would have to kill the enemies, but because the Unleashed project doesn't really have that kind of thing coded in, we can just go ahead and take the pulling now. Also, they really did change up that wall jumping section there, the section to get to the upper part of the clock tower earlier. They did change that up here for the Unleashed project, just because I guess they couldn't really implement it in the same way. So that slight alteration is a good one, honestly. And this game, it doesn't really pan the same way as it does in Unleashed, but it still looks pretty cinematic. So at least it still looks nice. Whoa, what the? Whoa, 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 okay. Well, I just ran into a legitimate glitch. I'm inside the loop. What the heck? How did that happen? Okay, well, this is awkward. This is very awkward indeed. We're gonna have to restart. We legitimately have to restart. I mean, it gives me a chance to fix the audio because I just realized it was still delayed. Alright, well, that was dumb. Because of a glitch, we have to redo everything. That's kind of stupid. And I was already running through the level pretty fast, so there's not really much else I can do to go faster. So, yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and take a look at this level again. Why not? Didn't think I was gonna make that. Now I can't do any kind of quick sidestepping here, but I can at least sidestep. I should mention, out of all like the speed glitches that was in Sonic Unleashed, really only one of them transferred over the Generations, and that was the M speed / D speed speed glitch. But it's extremely difficult to do. You have to hold a extremely precise angle on the joystick now. It wasn't as precise in Unleashed. There's a little more leniency to it. So, yeah, that's why you're not seeing me do any of those N-speed or D-speed tricks here. Because it's just not worth it. I've never done an M-speed or D-speed glitch at all in Generations. It's just that much more difficult, but I can do it quite consistently now in Sonic Unleashed. So, that just shows how much harder it is in Generations. I mean, it makes sense because they pretty much took the same daytime control from Unleashed and fine-tuned it for Generations. This plays nothing like Sonic Colors, which was the game before Generations. And I can understand why they use Unleashed as their model for the control for modern Sonic instead of Colors, because of how they had to work with so many different controller schemes on the Wii. It just made more sense to use the one style control scheme that they had with Unleashed, which was pretty much a normal styled gamepad instead of things like Wiimote Nunchuck or just Wiimote by itself. Like, it would be a lot more complicated to design the next game that's not going to be on that system around that kind of control scheme, if you get what I'm saying. Alright, we're just about back now. And hopefully the dang level doesn't glitch on me again. That'd be, you know, nice to not have to happen. Alright, moment of truth before you glitch. I'm not even taking a chance, I'm gonna stomp. Much better. Don't know what happened to the boost there, but whatever. Again, I'm not gonna take the rainbow loop there just because it'd be better if I run. Alright, so now that there's not really much of a speed cap, I mean, we are moving slower than we normally would, but it's not nearly as slow as the section is in Unleashed itself. We're gonna move through this pretty quick. Plus, I do like the change here that only one robot is needed to kill these robots that are chasing you. That's a lot nicer, because in Unleashed you had to kill 2 of them, and they had to be in your lane. I can't get my words straight. Generations just makes it way more simple. Also, we got an S. Nice. I didn't think that was going to be an S at first. Alright. Let's go ahead and swap back over to Unleashed. So next should be Chun-nan, which is still day. Nice. Let's go ahead and start Act 1. So this one you're going to probably see some more changes between the original and the Unleashed Project version, so we'll go ahead and take a look at everything in detail once we get to it.
Ready? Go!
So right away I'm just going to go ahead and slide down here because that's a lot faster. Plus it just looks funny. Alright, that's good enough. Didn't think I was going to make that for a second. And I'm really seeing the frame rate chug here. I'm going to hit spikes, aren't I? No, I didn't. Surprising. Alright, so let's take the top path here. That was a pretty good jump. Now I'm going to have to wait here because I know I'm not going to make this cycle of platform moving. Yeah, it's moving away. Alright, figures much. Let's wait her out. And now we're good. Okay, well that didn't work out. I want to jump off. So right here we're going to notice a pretty big difference when we get to the section in the Unleashed project, just because the drifting is so much better inside Generations. The drifting in Unleashed is extremely loose, so there's going to be a lot of moments where I feel like I'm going to die thanks to the drifting on water, so that's why I'm trying to be very careful about it here, so I don't just accidentally slide into a wall and then lose all my momentum. And let's just turn around right away, take the spring, and the rocket. Because if we do this, boom, we're already into the next section. Okay, I had a feeling that was going to happen. That usually happens for some reason. You can home in onto the enemy up in the top platform, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Okay, I thought I was going to hit a spike, so that actually threw me off a bit. I was actually hoping for that, because I kind of just skipped on waiting time right there. Right, careful here. Now, unfortunately, I kind of have to wait now because I missed my timing. There we go. Much better. I mean, I could have took that stuff there, but it didn't really matter in the end now, did it? Now, I want to show you can go ahead and jump down here. I just want to get some boost. Now, you can actually jump here and then jump around a trigger. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into the trigger, because why not? You can't do that whatsoever in the Unleashed project, so I should just mention that now. Oh, I thought I had a ring. I did not have any rings, so that was my own fault. Unfortunately, I'm all the way back here. That's kind of annoying. I didn't hit that checkpoint. Oh my gosh, come on. Alright, we're gonna hit the checkpoint this time just to be safe. Alright, hit the checkpoint. Grab a ring. Much better. So now we'll just take the launcher here. Just go right off the ramp. So as you can see, QSS doesn't help us here at all. We're pretty much boosting to get away from this guy, and even then, that's not really doing much. I mean, I'm still trying to QSS just to see if it's going to do anything. It's not really doing much. Alright, that's it. That's it for the chaser. I was hoping to get the crouch legs. You can actually have Sonic just like squat on the loading screen here, or the result screen I should say. But it happens once he stomps into the goal. I was hoping that was going to happen here, but it didn't. So yeah, that section kind of takes a while, just because that chaser doesn't let you move that fast. It's only about half your max speed. So we're going to see how that really changes in the Unleashed project, because that's one of the major changes to it. So let's go ahead and swap. There we go. Just had to put down the air controller, get the audio good, and now let's move. So first off, I wanted to show this poster. Wintos is missing. You can actually email a Gmail account for all your pictures, but I haven't really done that. I just don't really have much of an interest, honestly. So yeah, let's go ahead and head into Dragon Road here. So you can see my time here is almost a minute and a half faster than the time on Unleashed. So that right there shows how big of a difference this level is in terms of speed. It's pretty different. Now right there is also a pretty nice change where they add a Lightspeed dash trail just to make sure you hit those rings. That's actually nice. I do like that. Camera's slightly different there, but it's not really that big of a deal. Or that noticeable, I should say. Yeah, I noticed it. But that's just me. I just played the other version of this level, so I'm noticing things right away. I don't think I'm gonna make this platforming cycle, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not making that. Even with that extra speed boost, that's nothing. Okay. Okay, these platforms are a little bit funkier to maneuver around on the Unleashed project. I don't know why, but their hit detection seems to be a little more buggy. Now let's just jump off here and run the water. Hit the checkpoint just to be safe. So because the drifting is way tighter in Generations, this section's not that big of a deal. But Unleashed, oh man, is this section annoying. You'd really be relying on both the Lightspeed dash and then the speed boosters just to realign yourself. Let's take the top half here if we can, or not. Okay, well, we tried. I don't know what the heck happens to your speed in that section. It just kind of stops. A little weird. Oh, what the heck. Okay, well, that looked a little weird. Also, that was a little weird in general, how my speed just kind of died. No, not my speed, my homing attack didn't come out. I kind of expected my speed to die there. There you go. Much better. That's what I wanted. I don't know why that didn't happen, but whatever. So as you can see, it took me longer to get here than it did in the Unleashed version of this level, but you'll see that won't really matter here in just a moment. Oh my gosh, how did I not die? Yeah, taking things very carefully right now. Yeah, I kind of expected that hit. Alright, we're just not going to take a chance here. Okay, maybe we will have to take a chance. So right here, we would normally be chased by that chaser robot, but that robot doesn't exist in Generations, so gonna need to improvise here. What better way to improvise than just to put in an auto-run section with the laser robots? Usually what Generations will default to when you're in a chasing section anyways. And also they add spikes here for some reason. I don't know why these are here, but whatever. Maybe grab an extra life on that last set of spikes, that's a thing. Yeah, that was way shorter, just because that section moves way faster in the end. That's a huge difference. Like I said, you can avoid that section, but it's kind of tricky to do that in Unleashed. You can't do it whatsoever in the Unleashed project, but you can in Standard Unleashed, at least. A little bit of a tongue twister there. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into our next level. Let's first make it nice and daytime, because now we're going to Cool Edge Act 1. Cool Edge is actually one of my favorite levels to run through in the PS3 version, at least, of Sonic Generations, because, or Sonic Unleashed. I knew I was going to do that again. And it's because it actually runs in 60 frames per second. It's nice. So in the beginning, we're just going to do a little bit of like sidestepping. Because why not? See if we can do a D-speed. Yes, we can. Wee. Very fun. Very fast. Very deadly. Actually, I'm very surprised I lived through all that. That was actually pretty impressive. Again, I don't know how I didn't die there. That's pretty impressive. Alright, so now we're on the bobsled. So this here is something that is kind of in Sonic Generations, but first things first, if you press the boost button here in Unleashed, so on the PS3, you press the square button, you can go ahead and do a nice little flip. Yay. Also, I just want to do this for a little bit before I lose my speed. There it goes. Alright, so I just did a little bit of de-speeding through there. It's pretty fast, and it looks pretty fun. So I just want to do that. But yeah, if you press the boost button while on the bobsled on Unleashed, you just do a little flip. It's a nice little graphical thing. But that is actually on the Sonic model for the Unleashed Sonic mod in Generations by default. So you'll be seeing me do that in the Unleashed project, so I just wanted to go ahead and point that out now. Okay, well I kind of fell off there. Now see, the boost was good that... okay, let me get my train of thought together. The drifting kind of killed me there, and if I wasn't continuously boosting, I would have died. That's how I should word it. Because I had to restart my boost, as you saw, just to, well, fix my bearings there. It was that bad. I always go too high if I jump over that. Speed booster's beyond me. Okay, I also didn't know there was an invisible wall up there. That's kind of a first. Nice little flip. Now this is just the rest of the level. We're in the bobsled. So, as I was trying to say earlier before I got sidetracked, the bobsled is kind of in Sonic Generations. I mean, there's no actual bobsled itself, but there's a similar mechanic in the game, which is the snowboard from City Escape Act 2 for Modern Sonic. That is pretty much what they based the bobsled off of. So, you're going to see a bobsled in the Unleashed project, but it's not going to play the exact same way as this one, and in a good way. You'll see in just a moment what I'm talking about when we swap over to the Unleashed project. But this should be under 3 minutes. Yep. A 257.99. Barely got that because of the game pausing. Alright, let's go ahead and swap back over. Let's walk right on over to Cool Edge. Now this level already looked really nice on the PS3 version. It looks even better here in the Unleashed project because not only is the lighting, I feel a little more vivid with the FX Fightlight mod on, but it's also because there's a lot more particle effects. Like you can see the snow in the air. Couldn't really see it all that well on Unleashed itself. But this is a nice attention to detail. Okay, don't go off the edge there. You slip around a lot on ice, but when you drift, you don't really do that. It's kind of jarring, actually. Alright, so there's no switch that you bang down a couple times, but there's ice on top of it, so there's that. So, as you see, the bobsled's here, but we can boost. You can't boost in Unleashed on a bobsled, so yeah, that's a change right there. I don't know why the sound got muffled there. That was a little weird. There we go. Okay, well, Sonic's kind of spazzing out a little bit here. If you see Sonic kind of like spaz in the Unleashed project like this, it's just because the FX pipeline needs to run an exact 60 frames per second without showing any kind of graphical hiccups. And I guess my game's starting now to struggle a little bit, which is weird because if you look at the system requirements posted in this game, which we'll be seeing here in just a bit, if you look at that, you'll see that this is the easiest level to run because it needs like low system requirements, which is why this level runs so smoothly on the PlayStation 3 version of Sonic Unleashed. It can pretty much run in that full 60 frames just because it's not that taxing of a level to actually play. I should actually mention that that whale, that was, I believe, recreated from scratch, and that's really impressive to see because that whale, that is a... Okay, can I stop walking? Thank you. That whale is a marvel to look at in Sonic Generations because that thing doesn't exist in the game. So there's no way to put anything like that into the game without recreating it from pixel to pixel. So I get the modders credit for that one. That must have took a long time to add into the game. Especially to do all the same things that it did from Sonic Unleashed. I was hoping I was going to hit those 10 rings to get more boost. There we go, got some more now. So because this works off the same logic as the snowboard does from City Escape Act 2, you're using up your boost very quickly on this bobsled. So yeah, anytime I could collect rings, I really wanted to do so. Oh nice, we got an S. I didn't think I was going to get an S here, but we did. Those eyes seriously look weird. I think it's just because of how the model is with the lighting, but they kind of look like you're seeing right through him, like through his head. It's a little disturbing. Alright, next. So next up on our journey, we have Arid Sands. So this level, a lot of people actually complain about in Sonic Unleashed, and you'll see why once we start playing. So right away, this is going to be something that you'll notice while playing this game on both this system and on the PC mod. They do add in the people. So we'll be seeing these people once again once we swap over to the Unleashed project. Also, you'll really notice the slowdown here. I think just because there's so much going on here that the game can't really handle it. What? Okay, I don't know what just happened there. That was a little funky. The camera was kind of spazzing out. I was going too fast for it, I guess. So there's a lot of stuff in your way here in Arid Sands. A lot of people, a lot of obstacles, boxes, you name it. So that's why a lot of people don't really like this level. It's just so much stuff you gotta work through. And this level does have an achievement/trophy behind it where you have to beat it in, like, what was it, 2 minutes 50 seconds or less. it was pretty strict. I mean, I'm gonna have no problems doing that here. As you can see by my time so far, it's not that bad, so let's get this quick time. There we go, we're good to go. I'm just gonna do some sidestepping through here, because why not? I lost some speed, because I was actually wanting to hit those speed boosters. The ones in this level, they move you really fast through it. It's a little weird to see. It's like one of the only levels that does that. Alright, just gotta wait this out. Much better. Let's go ahead and take the top half here. Barely got that one. And it's the same button, so that was easy. Those quick time events are random, I should say, so that's why it kind of took me a moment there. I also forgot there were spikes there. There we go. We're through there. There we go. Now because I jumped, I didn't get the 218. If I stayed on the ground, I would have gotten a 218 time, but whatever. That was a pretty smooth run of Arid Sands. I really enjoyed that. Alright, let's go ahead and swap over to the Unleashed project now. So next up, we got the Arid Sands here, and you can even see the people on the outside here. So that's cool that you're seeing them in the entry gate.
Here we go.
And they're all around, and they're not just people who are sitting here, they're also objects that you can interact with, so they can easily stop you and slow you down. Also, I haven't mentioned it at this point, but you'll see a lot of these robots here that are actually just from other levels and generations, mainly from Rooftop Run. Just because those were the enemies from Sonic Unleashed in Generations, but then you also see them wearing other outfits, or even like the Ed Palms just wearing other things too. Like the ones in this level are really funny. They just have like mustaches now, so it's pretty cool to see. Alright, that wasn't as smooth as I was hoping for. Also, I never mentioned until now, but all the rings that you're getting, it gives you so many 1-ups in this game. It's ridiculous. You can only get 1 extra life per 100 rings in Sonic Unleashed. But in the Unleashed project, you get an extra life per 100 rings, which means that you're always getting extra lives. It's ridiculous. Okay, sometimes my boost just doesn't work after a jump. It's a little weird, but whatever. I didn't think I was going to make that for a moment. I thought the pillars would actually crush me, but they didn't. Okay, why is my boost not like activating in the air? This is weird. I'm trying to press the boost button in the air and still got nothing. Now luckily I don't need to worry about any quick time events for this section. I can just go. It's the one nice thing about playing Sonic Generations. No quick time. Not that I hate quick time, but at the same time it's not really needed for a game like this, where you're trying to just go as fast as possible. That actually does slow you down a bit. Okay, well I shouldn't have sidestepped there in the ending, but whatever. We're still good to go. And we got a 224, so not as good of a time as we did in Unleashed, but that's just because of the speed tech. This level doesn't really have any kind of random speed caps, so it translates really nicely into Sonic Generations for that reason. So, with that said, let's swap back over now to the Unleashed game. I was going to call it the Unleashed project. So next up, we have good old US of A. So let's go ahead and jump into Empire City. So Empire City, I should mention, doesn't even exist in the Wii/PS2 version of the game, so that's a thing.
Ready? Go!
I do like how this level has a lot of sax in it. Good old saxophone. It's very jazzy too, I will say that. Alright, this might kill me. Oh, I was a little too close. That is a very tight corner to go around in Unleash. I was hoping that wouldn't happen too. I was really hoping that wouldn't happen. Yeah, this is a really tight corner right here to go around just because your drift is so bad. Like, the problem with the drift is it's so wide in Unleashed. And that's why it's so easy to miss that. So, yeah. Oh, God. I'm really not wanting to go that direction. I wouldn't think I was going to make that. I thought the enemy was going to hurt, but that works out in my favor. You really do see a lot of frame rate problems with the game in Empire City, and the funny thing is, this is not going to be the worst of it. We're going to see a lot worse in our next and final level, Jungle Joyride. Yeah, this is really why they capped the frame rate in the 360 release of Sonic Unleashed, just because it was very noticeable in the PlayStation 3 release, but it didn't fix the problems. It's still pretty jarring in a lot of areas, so yeah. Alright, here we got speed cap. We don't really move that fast, so let's move faster. Now, this actually is a section I love what they did in the Unleashed project. So you see here is a chaser section. Pay attention to what they do with it in the Unleashed project. It's really cool in my opinion. So here we also got a little bit of a speed cap, so that's why I'm just saying screw the speed cap. You gotta go fast. Which is actually kind of like backfiring. You can actually go so fast in that final section, you miss one of those springs too, so yeah, that's a funny thing. Alright, so we're just taking the most direct route here to the ending. There we go. Let's jump here. I just saved a little bit of time. Also, I didn't think I was going to miss this guy. I thought I was going to actually home in on him, but it didn't. I don't know why. 244 is not that bad. I'll take that time. You can really see the frame rate just kind of give up once in a while here in this victory screen, too. It's pretty ridiculous. Alright. As always, let's swap over to the Unleashed project. So right here, we're going to take a little bit of a pit stop. Now you can see the system requirements for each level in the Unleashed project. It kind of sucks you need to play the Unleashed project to see if you can run the Unleashed project, but that's the thing. So you can see that the easiest levels to run are Cool Edge and Span Citadel. Levels are slightly harder, but still not that bad, are Dragon Road and Windmill Isle. Medium is pretty much like a third of levels. Span Citadel, Rooftop Run, well not Span Citadel, Arid Sands, Rooftop Run, and the next level, Empire City, and then the killer of consoles, Jungle Joyride, needing top tier specs. Or, you know, anything that's better than the PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360 specs. Because I'm pretty sure if you put Sonic Generations on a PS4 or Xbox One, it won't have any frame rate problems. It can probably run in a nice, smooth 60 frames without any issues. At least that's what I would think. Oh, excuse me. Hey, when you're in the middle of a sentence and you just have a hiccup. It's like the worst. Now see, that section's way easier to go through when your drift isn't terrible. Because the drift in Generations is a lot tighter. So it's not as slippery as it is in Unleashed, making turns like that actually possible. Okay, why did I jump there? That was actually dumb. My idea was to jump and then stomp, but I didn't stomp. So that idea was horrendous. Let's not do that again. Let's just do that. It's way better just to boost forward. There we go. So the camera's a lot more dynamic in this level than it was in the original Empire City. Okay, well, I wasn't expecting that to hurt. I mean, when you run face first in the sun, yeah, it should hurt. I get it, but I wasn't expecting to hurt because I thought I was still boosting at that time. Well, what the heck? Okay. That's a little stupid. The stomp is also something that's a little bit different between Unleashed and Generations, and sometimes that does, like, screw with me a bit because I'm not used to it. Well, mainly when I'm coming off of Unleashed, I'm just not used to that. So, it's a little more of a slippery stomp in Unleashed, which does cause me to die a lot more times than I should. Alright, so right here is probably my favorite change they made to the Unleashed project. So, because there's no chaser, they put traffic here, and it's really cool. These cars do hurt, so I am avoiding them. I don't want to get hit. But it's really cool that they just add traffic to this. I feel like it's a lot more natural for Empire City to have traffic than just this random giant robot chasing you down. It's a real nice attention to detail touch that they made, and I'm a real big fan of it. Right there, you can kind of notice that there is a random speed cap that happens there when Sonic just tilts his head. That also applies to this level in the Unleashed project, just so you don't overshoot your jump. So it's good that that's there. Also, I like how that's not a quick time, so that jump's actually a lot easier to make now. Or that spring, I should say. I gotta be careful with that last enemy. I don't know why I had to make the last enemy a zapper, because I don't think it was like that in this level in Unleashed, because I don't remember that. Now, there's no enemies to kill here, so the gold ring just randomly runs around the end of the stage, because you can't trigger a gold ring by killing enemies in Generations, so they had to improvise. And I liked how they improvised. It was actually kind of funny to see the gold ring move on its own like that. Oh yeah, there we go. We only got one more level to look at, and it's Jungle Joyride, so let's swap over. So for this level, let's go ahead and find it here on the map. There it is. I always forget it's so low on the map too. So, Adabat here is the real killer of consoles. This level chugs beyond belief. This is the greatest example of how Sega tried to really push the graphics of Sonic Unleashed on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, because, like I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, this game on the PlayStation 3 at least tries to run at an uncapped 60 frames per second. Unfortunately, a lot of times it can't do that, and really the only level you notice that full 60 frames is Cool Edge. That's it. So, this level you're really going to notice the frame rate problems, because the game tries to keep it around 30, but it's going to chug even lower than that. Oh, I forgot, there's a robot here. It kind of just clings on to you for dear life. It's kind of annoying. Alright, I don't know how I made those springs, but sure. I thought for sure I was going to miss those springs and die. Now, you're already really starting to see the frame rate just kill itself here. It's ridiculous. So here's the only real section you can just like M-speed through that has a chaser sequence. It's a little weird, so that's why I'm just doing it. And I want to reset my speed now just so I don't kill myself. Because for some reason, when you're running too fast here on the water, it'll just like kill you. I don't understand why, but it just does. Okay, whoa, buddy. Frame rate why? So that was a good example of two things. One, the frame rate just giving up in this level, because it, like I said, tries to run around 30 in this level, but it can't do it just because there's so much going on that it just starts playing, I feel like around 10 frames or even lower. It's very choppy. Now I didn't take a chance with that. Alright, there's a speed cap here, so I'm just gonna avoid it. Whoa! Oh, hi! How you doing? It's nice to meet you. I'm Sonic. Hey, where'd you go? I guess I'll have to leave. Yeah, so I don't know what the heck happened there. I've had something similar happen to me once before, where it actually launched me in the air in that section. I actually have a video of that on my channel you can check out. So, look on my YouTube channel for Sonic Unleashed, Fling Air, I don't know what it's called, but you'll see in the thumbnail that it's Jungle Joyride, just like fly up in the air randomly. But, yeah, I don't know why. Sometimes if you hit a specific pixel in that section, it just gets confused and just throws Sonic wherever it feels like. It's weird why the game just does that. There we go. I'm gonna be really careful there. No, crap. That was really bad timing on my part. I should have waited. You know what? Actually, hang on. We're gonna do something here. Oh, crap. Try this again. Got more than enough lights for this. There you go. We're 3D and 2D. I just wanted to do this because why not? I gotta be really careful I'm doing this because of reasons like that. It's extremely easy to die. But I'm just doing it now just because why not? We're here. And I've already died a couple times. I'm not going for great times here. I'm just trying to show off things. So I'm doing this mainly because there's really not a speed cap for me now. I mean, you go a little bit slower in 2D, but now that I'm in 3D, not so much. I really didn't utilize the 3D and 2D, I just wanted to do it because it's fun. Also, like, really screws with the camera here. Boost, please. Okay, that was pretty lucky because I was hoping to get these speeds. That's why I was continuously jumping like that. Didn't get any of it. See if we can get one here. Well, I did, but I really didn't time my jump well. Alright, let's be careful here. There you go, that's more like it. I'm always sliding off those switches, that's why I'm taking those 3 switches really, really slowly. Like the switch that got pounded on 3 times, I should say. 3 switches just sounds stupid. Okay, right here I want to show, you can kill all these enemies and it'll take down the fire barrier. Or for some reason you could just jump around it. I have no idea why you can. It's a little bit of a weird thing you can do, but you can do it. So I did it. And that's the end of the level. Beaten in like 5:31? 5:32. Nope, I was close. I mean, I kind of expected all those just because, well, you know, died a couple times. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead now and swap over to the Unleashed Project one final time. Or the game could crash. One final time. Great. I guess this gives me a moment to check messages and such. Because what else can I do while I wait? Alright, well now that we're back in, let's just go before the game crashes. Overshot. Go back. There we go. So, I'm gonna go ahead and mention this now. I didn't mention it all in this stream, but we're running this game in a much better frame rate than we are on the PlayStation 3, which has an uncapped frame rate, as I mentioned a couple times already. And we're playing in the same resolution, 1080p, even though we're streaming at 720. But there's one more thing I did to tweak with the game, and it's not a mod or anything, it's just actually something I can do with my graphics card, because I got an NVIDIA card. I'm pretty sure you can do this with an AMD card as well, but I don't know how. Okay, I jumped a little too low there, it's my own fault. Next time I'm not even going to do that jump if I feel like I'm not going to make it. But there's one thing I can do with my NVIDIA card with a lot of games, this one included, where I can bump up graphical detail. So we have a lot better graphical detail in the game. I turned up, I believe, like anti-aliasing and such. Like, I turned up a lot of stuff in this game, so the detail is a lot more sharper and cleaner than would be normally. And comparing that to Unleashed, there's like a huge difference. It's ridiculous. I'm actually surprised I made that. I thought I was gonna miss that entirely. Let's see if I can just get a drift through out. Nope. I tried. You can actually drift through this entire section, but it's kind of picky. So, one thing I'm going to mention is these buoys, you just go right through them. In Unleashed, you can't do that because they're solid objects, but in the Unleashed project, they're just graphical items, that's it. So you don't bounce off them whatsoever here, and that's really nice because you actually see me bounce off one of those in Unleashed, which caused me to die. So that's good that I don't die here. Also, random gun truck, because why not? I mean, what else are you going to put in this section, right? And this is really the only chaser enemy that we have in Sonic Generations, so it's pretty fitting to have, but at the same time, it's kind of horrifying to see a truck chase you down in the jungle with saw blades. Yeah, that's a thing, and it just happens. Also, I haven't mentioned it by now, but the ring drawing radius for Generations is humongous, so you're always getting rings in the Unleashed project, even more so than an actual Unleashed. I don't think that 3D and 2D thing works here. I'm not even gonna attempt it. We're just gonna go. There we go. Springs work. Really? Springs work a little bit differently in that section. Also, this platform now like moves, which it didn't do in Unleashed. So that's something to be careful of. I'm actually surprised I made that. Yeah, the frame rate here is like, if anything, it might have chugged once, and that's it. But that's just because I'm also streaming. So that right there just shows how much better the frame rate is here compared to actual Unleashed. It's amazing. I have no idea why they added those little Eggman bumper things there. Why? There's no need, because that wasn't very much of a problem to get through in Unleashed. Adding random springs there, just like, why? So here I can't really jump around the fire like I can in Unleashed, but the switch is just right here, since there's no enemy triggers for getting rid of fire in the game. So I have to hit a switch now. But having the switch on the rotating platform just made a lot of sense. Yeah, that's it. That was every single level here in the Unleashed project. People have been trying to add in the DLC levels as well. I think that's still getting worked on now by the people who actually worked on the Unleashed project as well. And then there's other levels, like the nighttime levels being heavily modified, being added into the game. That's also a thing. And there is an Eggman Land mod, which that's also a thing. It's really not easy to go through as well, but I'm really just wanting to look at this. Just because it's the most complete and the most fine-tuned mod for Unleashed levels in Sonic Generations. So, real quick, I'm going to go ahead and show off two things. One, we're going to go to Cool Edge really quick, because we've seen the sign for Wintos, and we were told there are many different locations you can find him in the game. I'm just going to show off one. One of them is actually really easy to find, and it's here in Cool Edge. So they added a little bit of a new platforming section just so you can find Wintos, and it's mainly just there for like Easter egg purposes. So I want to go all the way until we get to this section here, which has our first set of Bottomless Pits. And I overshot that. That is kind of a hard jump to make, to be honest. So I'm not too surprised I overshot that. Now let me just try this, because I believe this is actually faster. Alright, let's try this again. Nope, stop. Okay, well, almost. You do have to boost over there. I'm not just doing that because I feel like, oh, I want to be fancy or something. No, you have to boost. You're not going to make it with a homing attack jump. Alright, frame rate's kind of... Yeah, there it goes, the frame rate's bad. You can actually see it now. But again, I am streaming the game, so that's probably being a little more taxing on it than it would normally run. Alright, this one... Oh no, you can't. But you can see Wintos there. He's just standing there waving his little puppet like he does in Unleashed. We'll try one more time. Okay, why did I do that? I was actually playing the level normally for a second. I just realized it. Like, wait, no, I need Wintos. Like, that's the entire purpose of us being here. I'm getting a little sidetracked. I guess I just want to play the level fast. Alright, just be careful about this. There you go. See? There's Wintos. Even has this Chow puppet. So nice little attention to detail there. And you can find him a couple different stages of the game. It's a nice little Easter egg. That's pretty much all it is. Now, let's go ahead and head over to Windmill Isle Act 1. Because if we do so, you press the Y button and now it's yellow for Classic Sonic. So we can actually play through levels as Classic Sonic in 3D, mind you. That's kind of terrifying. So yeah, you can go ahead and play through the entirety of the Unleashed project with Classic Sonic. Although some levels just don't work with him. Like there's one loop in Cool Edge that just flat out doesn't work whatsoever with him. It just causes Classic Sonic to just get stuck in it. So there's that, and also don't spin dash in 480 because they either propel you forward or backwards, depending on what it feels like, or it could just flat out crash the game. That's why I'm not spin dashing here at all, because I have a feeling it's just gonna flat out crash the game. Also, there's a lot of sound effects that just don't transfer over to Classic Sonic. So yeah, alright, now I can spin dash because we're in 2D. I'm surprised I made that. So rail swapping with Classic Sonic is a pain. Just because you have to manually jump. That's not fun. Also weird because you have to hold forward on these rails to actually maintain speed. If you don't, you lose it. It's weird. I'm surprised I'm not dying whatsoever in these rail swaps, because you usually die a lot. Also getting really good times here. It's also fairly weird to see. I don't really play as classic Sonic much in the Unleashed project for obvious reasons. It's fun, but it's also not properly designed for the character, so there's that. I actually had to collect red rings for one of the levels too, just so I can actually use the homing attack. Because the homing attack is pretty much a necessity with classic Sonic this time around. It's not like, oh, it's a nice thing to have. You kind of need it for a lot of these levels. And any kind of rainbow rings have to be replaced with just red rings this time around. Because classic Sonic doesn't have any rainbow rings. Gotta spin dash fast. And just see those nice walls. So at least we're still in 2D so we can actually spin dash. And the reason why we're in 2D is just because of this. Now that we did that, we're back in 3D. Also, it's really weird to see classic Sonic go through these launchers because he doesn't have an animation, so he's just kind of in his walking pose. It's weird. Yeah, that was the entire level with classic Sonic. Really weird. It is a really weird thing to do. But I got an S, which is nice. I'm actually surprised that went over as smoothly as it did. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to show off between these two. And before we end it, I'll swap back over to Unleashed itself here. I didn't realize I paused the game. Oh, my controller's turned off, that's why. I was like, why isn't anything working? Oh, it's because of that. That would make a lot of sense. So, actually, give me one sec. We're gonna change up controllers now. So, you just turn this one on. Reassign it. There we go. Now I got the controller of my preference here for Unleashed. So, let's see. What's the level I want to go ahead and show? Actually, hang on. Where is you? So while running through this level, I just kind of wanted to show the ending part that you can actually just skip the chaser. I just kind of wanted to do it.
Ready?
Let's get some boost. Do an M speed because this looks really fun. I just love jumping through the air as fast as you can in Unleashed. It's very fun just to run through these levels because of all the crazy crap you can do. So now you're just gonna be seeing me do a lot more speed tech. Just because I don't need to show off the level proper now. Still gotta wait. I'm always failing at making it here before the platform turns around. Now to abuse drifting, because even though it's very slippery in this game, it's super quick. Okay, but that was bad. That was very bad. I did hit the checkpoint, right? Yeah, I did. Let me see if I can do this. Yes, I can. Alright, so for some reason, if you just like boost through that wall, you actually go right through it. Now, actually, I go where I want to. There you go. That was not any faster just because I had to kind of U-turn. But it looked cool. I wasn't expecting to hit the enemy. Now I gotta wait. I was gonna boost off of him, but I knew that was gonna happen. Alright, let's hit this checkpoint, just because I don't trust myself with this. It's kind of picky. Alright. So I can just jump over all this stuff. Now, if I hug the edge of this wall, I could just do this. I mean, I could just jump right back in the section normally, but speeding through it just looks a lot funnier. There you go. That completely skips that chaser robot too, just jumping around. And it just looks really cool to do if you do the end speed trick, because you're just flying through the air as fast as possible, in the hands in the air, just like you just don't care. It's a cool thing. Trying to think, what other level did I want to show real quick before ending it? Oh yeah, Rooftop Run. Because I want to try something.
Ready, go!
Okay, that was bad already. I'm trying to just jump over a speed trigger here. And it's not really working out. Alright, give it a second. Boost. Perfect. So now I can move as fast as I want here. I don't know why, but this is like a restricted 3D thing, which like slows you down. It's weird. I'm just trying this, and if I don't get it after a while, I just reset the stage. That's what I normally do. There's a certain like pixel you hit, which sends you flying. And if you do it as fast as you can, then you just like fly through the level. But I can't seem to hit that. It's always a pain to hit too. Alright, it's gonna give it one more try, and then I'm just gonna try something different. Okay, well I hit it, but I kind of got pushed in the wrong direction. Alright, let's restart.
Ready, go!
So right here, I'm going to try to do a really tricky jump. My guy will copy. So I'm just like zooming through the level right now as fast as I can in the air. But I don't, yeah, I'm not going to make this. I'm dead. And I didn't hit a checkpoint, so I might as well just restart now. I'll do it one more time. That should have been a hard enough turn. Yes, that was. I just gotta get back in bounds. Okay, well, I'm kind of in bounds, just not in the right spot. Hang on. There's a way to actually fix this. I fixed it before. It's with this booster. There you go. I'm back in. Now, that was really fortunate. I was trying to land actually in the section proper. I missed. But luckily, I was in the stairwell, which meant I could have actually jumped out. Now let's see if we can do this wall run. Okay, well that was just kind of sloppy there. I didn't want to hit that spring. So, second shot. Oh, I'm gonna die now, aren't I? Yep. Even though I can move, he's walking around. I'm still dead. That's weird. Really? Alright, I'm just gonna reset here. After this, then I'm gonna just show off one thing with the werehog, and I'm gonna call it quits from there. Because I really just was trying to use this stream as like a test stream for something in OBS, but because that didn't really work out, then it kind of became just a casual stream. Just hanging out, showing off some things, that's about it. So I was kind of in the mood to play Unleashed, and I figured if I'm gonna do this, I might as well just show off the mod for Generations as well. You know, two birds with one stone. Really? Should have been far enough out, because he was going fast. I seen him go abnormally quick. That's weird. That jump's kind of picky. There we go. I just got to turn all the way around. Hopefully that's going to be enough. Oh, it might not be. Yeah, that's definitely not enough. You know what? That's enough of that. I don't want to be here all day. I just want to show the flunky stuff you can do. You can actually just like skip the clock tower and all that. And I did it. I just kind of died while doing it. So, yeah. Where is Adabat? There we go. So I'm going to just show off something here with a werehog. I'm going to do something here and then something in Rooftop Run Night. And then we'll call it a stream. Both these levels can be super short with the werehog, which would normally take like, I think like 15 to 20 minutes, something like that. For your first playthrough, maybe even longer. But we're going to beat these levels in like less than 5 minutes. So with a certain combo, you can actually fly with a werehog, which is pretty amusing. You have to have an Unleashed bar to do it, and the best way to do it is with a full Unleashed meter, like 100% completion full meter, like I have. So, yeah, you just kind of like fly over everything. It's pretty weird. Wait, what the heck? The combo was still going. That shouldn't have happened. Okay. Can't even show off stuff without having problems happen. It's kind of dumb. Alright, let's try this again. This time without any weird crap happening. I always mash the buttons to be safe, and I was mashing there, so I don't know what happened. At least when you're doing this, you see the frame rate be somewhat stable. I say somewhat because it's still, I don't think a full 60, or even close. I think it's like slightly over 30. There we go. I have to walk back here just to respawn this door. Otherwise, this wouldn't even load into existence. Now let's see if we can go right through it. Come on. There you go. So with a certain combo, you can just like walk through walls in this game. It's a little weird. It's very convenient. Also, I think that big guy ignored me, which is good. So doing this breakdance combo will actually push you through walls if you stop at the right time with your shield, which is how I'm going through these walls to begin with. I'm being propelled forward. How did I not land on the platform there is beyond me. Alright, he didn't ignore me this time. Hang on. This is like an awkward angle. I don't like this angle. Only problem when you're doing this trick is you can't see anything. There we go. Now I landed the right ledge. So now I can see what I'm doing. Unfortunately, the next one I can't at all. But we made it through. It's not a big deal. So you're supposed to hit switches there in the end to deactivate the waterfall, and then you walk right through, but you can also go through walls. So there's that. So yeah. Alright, now let's go over the rooftop run. Swap over to night. That's not night yet. There we go, now it's night. A little too hasty there. So I've already shown that with the random out of bounds you can do with your breakdancing shield, you can kind of just skip a majority of levels. Just like walk right through to the ending. Do a lot of crazy stuff. And this is another one of those levels where you can do that. And also, one funny thing is you just literally jump up here, and you jump around a loading trigger. You skip fighting enemies. It's kind of weird. Alright, so these guys now spawn in. But I don't really need to fight them. I can just go through this wall over here. And we're out of bounds. And right here, if I can go through this wall. Yes, there is a wall here. You know, you can't see it. It still exists. Because we're actually like in a later part of the level, we're just not loading up like any graphics for it. Also, one of the only times you're going to see like a nice smooth frame rate with the werehog. Because this fur also, I think, causes the game to really freak out too and lag. Now, this is a pretty thick wall, so that's why I'm like struggling to go through it. Almost made it through. Come on. Hang on a second. I think it's this wall, actually. Yeah, okay. I was going through the wrong wall. Because when you can't see where you're going, you're going to get a little confused. So we're right at the end of the level already. This is the clock tower section we need to climb. And luckily that door is open for us, but if you wait too long, it actually does spawn back. So you're kind of screwed at that point. know what happened to my jump there, but sure. Little laggy, but then again, that's Unleashed for you. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking of a later section. Wait a minute. Okay, think of a later section again. I was ready just to jump forward, but that wouldn't work because there's no cogs there. There we go. Much better. Let's see if I can make this jump. We'll give it at least one shot. Nope. Okay, we tried. Now I'm also going to give this a shot. There we go. We made it. Stupid enemy was guarding. That just took up a lot more time. So I thought I was on the ring. That was a little weird, but we made it through. So you can either jump around that section in the end if you know what you're doing, or you could, because I didn't know what I was doing, you could just like clip through the wall and run around the outside, which works out. But yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff about Unleashed to show off. We showed off the differences between the Unleashed Project mod and the actual game itself. We showed off the speed tech, how broken the Werehog is, because this thing is seriously broken. So I think that's a good place to call it. I do have to do some more testing around in OBS because I wanted to record and stream at different resolutions, and that just didn't work out. So I'm going to do some more testing on some downtime I have in the future, but for now, that's going to be it for the stream. So thanks everyone who came out. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.